This native rice recipe I'm about to teach you is one you have to thank me for, because this recipe has been a bestseller in my restaurant since we started till date. Without wasting any more time, let's get cooking. The first thing we're going to do is cook the meat, and for that I'm going to do a blended pepper mix. Please make sure that when you're recreating this recipe you do it exactly like I'm showing you. First thing we're going to go in the blender with is a habanero pepper. Now your spice tolerance determines how much pepper you are going to use, and for this process I recommend that you smoothly blend the peppers. Next we are going to go in with some garlic. Now the garlic is optional, but I recommend that you use it. And then we are going to add in onions. Remember that I've told you before that onions adds a sweetness to anything that you use it to cook, so do not be shy with the onions, okay? For some water. It's a little bit of scent leaves, so some people call this efirin. So it's almost like, I haven't shown you guys how to make pepper soup yet, but it's almost like you're making the base for pepper soup. I mean, with the exception of a few things that are not here. So that goes in, and then we blend. And we're done. You see the consistency of the pepper? This is how smooth you want it to be. And somebody probably wants to ask me, why does it have to be that smooth? The reason why is because I don't want to have to strain the stock that I'm using for the rice, and this is what is going to make up that stock. So I would much rather it is a smooth blend. If you don't have a blender that can do this for you, and you maybe just have mortar and pestle, what you can do is use it. Then in the process of using the stock, you're going to strain the stock so that the particles and the seeds don't get in, and it's just the clear water. Now that we have our pepper mix, we're going to cook the protein, or at least one of the proteins. I have goat meat here. Please, you guys don't come for me. You can also use beef, but I prefer to use goat meat. And this is male goat. This has been cut into asun size, so it's cut into really tiny pieces, because this is going to be going into the rice as well. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add is our pepper mix. With my pepper mix in, my seasoning of choice for today is my Juno Asun flavor seasoning cubes. You can also use the Juno pepper chicken if that is what you have. So you want to make sure that you season your stock really well. Now this process I'm showing you to season this meat, you can also do that for your beef if that's what you're using, or your cow leg, or you know, your chicken. I'm going to give this a stir. I'm going to go in with pepper soup spice. If you guys need that recipe, you let me know in the comment section. I know I'm still owing you the soya pepper video, but maybe I'll just make a video for spices one day, okay? Then I'm going to cover the pot and I will allow this to steam, and before I add water in it. And that's because I want a very concentrated flavor, goat flavor in the stock. I know somebody probably wants to ask, but you know, when you were doing the water leaf soup, you didn't do that. The reason why is because unlike this, I'm not going to allow this to reduce. I'm going to actually be adding water into it, because I'm going to use the stock from here to make the rice. So that is why I'm steaming this first, okay? So it's been a few minutes, and as you can see, our goat's meat has steamed nicely. So you know, whatever water was here is already out of it, and what we just have is a bit of the stock and the pepper mix, right? So we're going to be adding the water. So now with this water in, we're just going to boil this until the meat is perfectly cooked, and whatever is left is what is going to be our stock, okay? Okay, so our meat has been cooking for over 20 minutes, and this is it. So this becomes our stock. Now that our meat is cooked, we're going to prep the rice. Please, I'm begging you, when you're recreating this recipe, please just do every single thing I am showing you exactly how I'm showing you to do it, and you'll come back to thank me. I'm going to start with some butter. Butter inside native rice, yes. Hilda Baci said so. Try it first. Just melt it. Please, when you put the butter in the pan, don't leave it. Keep stirring it. If not, it's going to turn brown. And I am not trying to get brown butter. We're now going to be adding in onions. Just a tiny dash of our pepper mix, seasoning. Then next goes in your washed rice. So I'm using basmati rice, and this rice hasn't been parboiled. So your washed raw rice. If you're using your regular rice, you don't have to parboil it, just wash it, okay? And then you're going to keep stirring. What you want to do is you want to toast the rice, and while you're toasting it, you're also going to build on more flavors. So I'm going to add in my pepper soup spice. Then the next thing we're going to go in with is some crayfish. Please, you don't need to bastardize the rice with crayfish. A little goes a long way, especially when you're doing it like this. So you're going to toast the rice with the crayfish and the pepper soup spice in it. Next thing that is going to go in is some curry leaf. Now this is optional, but again, please, if you're recreating this and you want to get the full effect, do exactly what I'm showing you. Meat stock. Cover the pot and allow this to cook on medium heat until the rice is perfectly cooked. You don't want this rice to be soggy, please, so you want to be very careful with the water level. I'm using basmati rice, so it cooks more with steam than it does with water, so you just want to be patient with it. Allow it to cook on medium heat till your rice is ready, and then we'll proceed to the next step. I'm going to be roughly blending a combination of bawa, tatashe, that's cayenne pepper and chili pepper, and we're also going to be putting onions in and a little bit of garlic. Yes. So come to me. So this is what we want to have with this, okay? It's been about 15 minutes. We're going to check on the rice. Let's see if we like what we have. For another 5 minutes, and I can categorically say that my rice is ready. Can you see how fluffy it is? Because I allowed it to cook with the steam and not too much water. The reason why it's important for you to make your rice like this is because this creates a very flavorful base. If you taste this rice as it is, it already tastes really nice, right? So we are pretty much just elevating it by doing what we're about to do now. So this already allows you a very good base. Now, for those of us that sell food or you are having an event, you can make this base down and then you can continue the process step by step. So even when you're making this in a very large quantity, this recipe is very large quantity friendly because you can make the base first and then you can fry the rest of it in batches. Okay, so those are some of the many reasons why I think that this particular recipe works. Aside the fact that I believe it's the most delicious native rice you would have ever tasted, I genuinely think that this is a very beautiful hack for food vendors, mummies, wives. You can make this base, store it in the fridge, and then you just feels like you're making fresh rice every single day. Okay, so in a fresh pot, you're going to add in your red oil. Now, the quality of oil that you use actually goes a long way in ensuring that your native rice, porridge, soup comes out good. And I can tell you that this particular oil, it doesn't congeal over time. It's really good quality oil. It's just a bit more expensive. You want to let this get hot. You're not bleaching the oil. You just want it to be hot enough so that it doesn't have that, I don't know the word for it, that palm oil usually has. This doesn't typically have that, but if you even let it get hot, you get a better outcome from it. Okay, so remember the goat meat that we boiled earlier? We're going to fry it in this oil. So you can see that my goat meat is nicely fried. I'm going to go in with my shrimps. Now the interruptions that I'm using are optional. If you have just one or two, that's fine. Both meats are well fried. Remember that our pepper mix with the garlic, onions, tatashe and bawa. We're going to now go in with that. And to give this a good mix. So we're going to go in with our Gino Asun flavored seasoning cubes. Before you season this mix, make sure that you taste the rice. So if your rice already has enough seasoning, you want to be very gentle with the seasoning that you're going to go in here with. If not, when you combine both together, your rice is going to come out too seasoned, like salty. And because you don't want that, make sure that you taste this, because the taste of the rice is now going to inform what you are going to be seasoning in here. I'll wash my hands and come back. I also have some more interruptions. I have some cooked snails that has been fried, and I have some shaki that has been fried as well. So I'm going to add that. Remember that I stressed to you that interruptions are optional, okay? It's what you have, what you can afford. That is what you should put in here. Please, when you're frying this pepper, make sure that it is well fried. Make sure that, you know, like all the liquid in it comes out, because if not, what happens is that your food is going to be susceptible to spoiling quickly. So it reduces the shelf life of your food, because when pepper is not fully fried, it is still raw, and raw pepper actually spoils very fast. If you put blended pepper here and go and come back in the evening, it's going to have start smelling funny. So because you don't want that to be the case with your native rice, make sure that you fry the pepper well. So if you're not, when in doubt, taste it. Taste it to be sure that it tastes like, you know, fully made sauce. That is what you want, okay? So those of us that are probably wondering, another question of how will I know when my pepper mix is ready? Can you see the way the oil is floating on the top? This is one way, or another way to know that your pepper is ready, okay? So now there's no moisture, there's no water, it's just sauce and then your oil. So at this point, I'm now going to add in my rice. It goes. I'm going to increase my heat to medium. I'll add in my scent leaf. I'll also add a bit of curry leaf. And then we are going to stir. Watch that color transform into something absolutely beautiful. So you just want to keep on mixing and frying. Okay. This recipe that I'm teaching you, even your children are saying, "Mommy, I don't like rice," they will be asking for more. When they ask you, tell them, "Hilda, Baci told me to make it like this." Make it for your mom, make it for your mother-in-law, make it for your friends. Do you see why I told you that you thank me for this recipe? I mean, tell me why this is not the best seller in my restaurant. Anyways, this is the finished look, and if you want, you can actually garnish this. You can also use iru, that's locust beans, in this recipe, but something to note is iru can actually make it go bad quickly. So if you don't have access to electricity, I'd recommend you skip that, okay? Now, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. If there's anything you want me to show you how to make, feel free to ask me in the comment section. You know how we do it. And if you want to learn over 170 amazing recipes, then you want to click on the link in my bio to register for my ongoing Christmas menu online cooking class. I just extended registration by 4 days. So if you haven't registered and you want to learn, feel free. You know what to do. Let me know. Was this helpful?